is a bit clearer than the map.
The one on the
But
right.
as you can see, Jackie. I mean, this can work, but what I need to see is single screen. The action, like the main play now, not this map and Kenya.
Yeah. No. I'm going to move into that in a bit.
Yeah, that's the most important one. This one, I don't need to see.
To the game. All right.
Woo. Okay, it's action time, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the NPL. It is season 6. It is the rain split. We did have the Hamatan split all the way back a couple of weeks ago. We saw the guys from Afro Esports take the finals, but now can they do it again? We're going to be seeing them in the league stages, but right now it is the playoffs. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the NPL, brought to you by 10 and 18 Esports with Carbon, our affiliates. And now all of the action is starting to brew off already. As you can see, guys from Free Esports just navigating through. You've been having an interesting setting here for themselves. Ladies and gentlemen, I am still here with my main man, Fire.
Hey, what's up, guys? How's it going? Hope you're ready. So, Priest, I think today is going to be, one of those super exciting days. We're going to see so much, action going down. Like, who are you rooting for? Who do you think is going to be that team that goes on to storm the lobby?
Ooh, going into this game right now, yeah. There's been a lot of changes, from what we saw in the previous season. There's been a little bit of a transfer window. And a lot of teams have moved from place to place. There's a whole bunch of new strategies you're going to be seeing. And that's what I'm looking forward to, being unable to predict. Even taking a look at the team of, the guys from Free Esports, you already see Bad Boy Tims from 5 is here. That's the newest signing. And I'm looking forward to seeing how he is going to be performing, coming into this game. It's an interesting zone, as you can see, just heading all the way out there to the northwestern side. And a couple of teams already centered up in the middle of Georgia there. You can see Active Gaming, I believe, is the team that's just nestled up in that that northwestern side, just dead center in the beginning of the first circle. So it's going to be interesting, seeing the next couple of phases of the circle there. But I'm very optimistic that most of these teams are ready to take it from there.
Yeah, we'll see how that one continues to build out for a lot of these teams, as we do see two of those already situated around those regions in Novo. It's the boys from CLS and the boys from Rage Esports, who are just being friendly neighbors for now and just quite taking things super easy. We'll see how that continues to build up, but I don't know. For me, the way I look at this game, I think that we're going to see, a very tough one for a lot of these guys. They're going to, try to adapt to the changes, because there's been a lot of changes, with teams. The transfer window has tried as much as possible to make things a lot stronger. For a lot of teams, they have gotten, better players to merge on, and one of those is my very own Active Gaming. We've seen, some players come in, from O3 into Active Gaming, and what do you think about that, Priest?
Are you asking me what
I'm asking you. I'm asking you.
The cooking that you do. How does my food taste?
How does my food taste? Yes, that's what I'm asking you. That's what I'm asking you.
Tastes.
I mean,
after this first game, after this first I want to see how the brand new team blends together. I'm seeing Ness, man like Psycho, Shad, and Nexus is here as well. So that's an interesting setting for the team so far. But I'm equally invested in seeing how they're going to play, put together and to navigate through as well. I'm super, super excited to see what they are going to be bringing to the table. It's a brand new roster, extremely brand new. I mean, I've not seen this kind of build in a while. It feels like a super team, but can they perform like a super team? That is the real question. So we're all looking forward to see how that is going to pan out. This first game will give us a little bit of leverage, to work off of. So I'm looking forward to that as well. But Nexus actually is back in the lobby. I don't know how that happened.
It does look like he got caught off guard there, and maybe on a scouting mission, he's been taken out. So that does leave the boys from Active Gaming down to just a two-man squad. They've lost one of their main men, obviously the IGL, who's now been sent backpacking into the lobby, and we spoke about them. But another team that we haven't spoken about today is 10-11. Obviously coming into this one with a lot of experienced player. They bring in Shex, they bring in Fex, obviously, who's another, very, I mean, these are not just experienced players, they are winners.
I think they fell a little bit short, in the finals of the last NPL. I think they got a little bit caught off guard. I think they finished in fourth place or fifth, just a little bit below. And I've been watching them in the Masters League this past couple of weeks. They've been super, super consistent, but they've not won any of the games. They've been dropping off second place, third place, second place, third place. Quite a number of games, So that tells me that they've been practicing, they've been working towards something. But that tells you a whole lot, based off of the strategies that I've been seeing them come through with in the practice that they've been having, leading up to the NPL. But I'm looking forward to see if they can maintain that energy, right off this first game. Active Gaming, on the other hand, as you can see, already down to 3 players and losing one of the star players of the team. That could spell disaster, for them once they take their first engagement.
Obviously they'll be looking to see how they can hold their own after losing one of their main men. You don't want to be doing that, quite early on. You want to make sure that you're keeping, your numbers intact. And with that now, they will be looking to see how they can somehow revive their game. We'll see how that one continues to play out for the boys for Active Gaming, regardless. But we'll continue to take a look and see where all of these teams are going to be, positioning themselves. We can see that they are trying as much as possible to continue on with their rotations. We do see, CLS, they had driven past the boys from no gaming, but they were just trying to just be gentle about things, Priest, they're trying as much as possible to see how they can just get themselves into, good spots, good positions. But speaking about teams getting into good positions, we do see the boys from Habitual and the boys from No Gaming getting quite close to each other. They're still not getting into that action. What do you think, Chris? I mean, do you think like everyone's just being like, let's just be careful for now. Let's not get ourselves into too much fights?
Well, it's a matter of what you're trying to achieve. A couple of these teams actually have been participating in the Masters League, this past couple of weeks, and the Masters system is very, very different. It rewards you for more aggression, more aggressive gameplays. Each elimination counts as 2, and only top 3 get placement points, and the placement points are even taken too. So it forces you that if you want to succeed, you have to, be slightly more aggressive, not even slightly, significantly more aggressive, than the other teams. So that tells you that, okay, this is the strategy we're going to apply here. But then, most of these teams, I don't know how comfortable they've gotten, with being aggressive. I don't know if that is going to pan out for them. But it will tell a whole different story after the first game. Are we going to have a team that does 28 eliminations, right out the gate? I have no idea. I'm looking forward to seeing if that's what it takes. Maybe that will force other teams to step up as well, or something else entirely. You never know.
Yeah, we'll never really know how that goes down. We'll continue to see, how these teams are going to, shape up. But we do see right there, they are already beginning to make the rotations into that zone. And coming all the way from that southern region, we do see a couple of teams. It claims the team one and the boys from No Gaming rotating around that very similar path. And Free Esports as well is also around that same vicinity. So we might see something go down between several different teams around there. The boys from 10-11 do seem to find themselves in a very clear path where they're all alone. But we're now beginning to see some action going down right there within that center as the boys from MOB did catch one player off guard.
See, One Nation driving around and spraying through, trying to. I think they have set their sights on the guys from the game. They are trying to rotate on that western side. It could get to a very tricky for them, but they are inside the place. They are fit to face this team. No team has been sent back into the lobby just yet. And that gives you a little bit of an inkling as to how serious this particular first game is mentality for the rest of this team. See Papa Coach just striving through, and it is all about rotation right now for these teams. They want to be in the best position possible for the first or for the next zone shift. They want to be ready for that zone shift, but that is where the action is going to emanate from. And the guys from One Nation, this is going to be their first time here, I believe. So that's going to tell you a little bit of an interesting setup for them as well. I do know for a fact that Slim Cad has been in the NPL before, but I think he's the only player this team that has been in the NPL. So I'm looking forward to see if he can give them a little bit of tips and tricks on how to succeed in the NPL, even though he didn't succeed himself.
Yeah, very wicked. Yeah, very, very wicked. But anyways, we're now beginning to see a little bit of skirmishes beginning to ensue right here as we do see the boys from 10-11 going toe-to-toe against the boys from Mad. It does look like they've dropped one of their players, so now is where things begin to get really dangerous. Snuffy trying to see if he can basically sniff out one of the players right there for the boys from Mad as he just rotates around this region. They are looking for pain. They're on that chase, but it does look like he's evaded them for so long. Don't Panic is, right on that hill, right next to you. The boy right there, Maddie, you can see he's trying as much as possible to just escape away from the ops right there. And he does just manage in the last moment to just evade, those shots coming through from the boys from 10-11.
Pain, trying to avoid the pain. Madness Esports have been very, very interesting in their take so far, but I'm a big fan of seeing them perpetrate and perform in here. I think that team is like a breakaway of No Rage Esports. I think it's some kind of breakaway from that team because I see Top C and he's one of the strongest players. He was one of the strongest players for that from No Rage Esports. So you could argue that that's a breakaway team, but they could also be an individual thing, and that might just be what separates them from the rest of the other teams as well that have created something brand new right out of this game. That tells you a whole different story. And speaking of even a whole different story, the guys from No Gaming as well. They are already having a little bit of difficulty navigating this zone. They've already lost 2 players, no idea, and I believe that his Bibbs has been knocked away as well, and it's all down to Rusty. And No Gaming did finish bottom of the table, in the finals of the Hamatan split. So that they need to get some serious points. This is the beginning of them getting some serious points to get themselves into the grand finals.
Okay, so I mean, you've spoken about the points right here, right? So what points do the teams take away from the previous stage?
There's an interesting turn of events, talking about the Hamatan splits and where we are right now, because there's the differences in teams have significantly changed. Some teams have seen that they have significantly better players in other teams that they can entice or lure to their side. Like Active Gaming did with Nexus. I'm not even gonna lie. Active Gaming enticed Nexus all the way in from 03, and 03 is not here. 03 brothers are not here. Imagine that, the current champions of the NPL are not in the race. But that tells you
Yeah,
something
yeah.
interesting.
I think I won't really say entice. I mean, speaking, of being the head recruiter of Active Gaming,
The head chef.
the head recruiter.
The head chef.
But the funny thing is that a lot of people don't know this. I'm actually the head recruiter of two major clans. So I actually cook for two people. I actually cooked for one a bit too much. I actually cooked for no, seriously. I actually cooked for Afro Esports and Active Gaming. But I actually cooked for Afro Esports more than I cooked for Active Gaming, which made some.
Out, inside
made
out.
some.
You heard it here first. Inside out.
Which made some people within Active Gaming start being like, why are you overcooking for But I just gotta do what I gotta do, I gotta do the job. So if you people need someone to help you cook, recruitment manager, agent, somebody, scout somebody, that's me.
I mean, speaking of recruitment, I even got some recruitment news today from an insider source. There's some sweet transfers that's gone up in the PMPLC. But we're all gonna wait for that one as well. Interesting, some teams have done some 1 or 2s, but I don't know if it's in time for the NBA championships. I'm not sure what it's going to be looking like, but I am super excited for the transfers that I've been seeing so far. Another one of the transfers that also is very interesting is Links. To No Rage Esports, but unfortunately he has been knocked away. I'm sure he will be sent back into the lobby as DG. The MVP is just hiding, or rather just strategically waiting inside of these trenches, trying to find something. Trying to find something. I don't know inside onto the guys from Madness Esports. Mad are up to three players, but the guys from 10-11 and Foul Play have clashed into each other. You can see a couple of bodies starting to drop right through there. Jones Panic. This is a very interesting lineup though. You've got Bego, Hydro, Sloppy, and No Panic. Now this is what you call a lineup. I'm not even sure. I'm not even certain who is in 10-11 right now besides Bego. I mean, all of these names are so brand new to me. I'm not even certain who is where, but I know for a fact that whoever is there is always going to be very, very skilled, super skilled players. And I'm looking forward to seeing if they can, dominate the entirety of this particular one.
If they definitely will. Somebody they disguise, person they disguise. All this don't panic, all these things, it's somebody somewhere. One heavy hitter, one heavy for this person to be moving alone, don't panic, bruh. This is Fex or Storm. The way this person is moving and is not panicking, you understand? This is Fex or Storm. All right.
He says his name is Don't Panic, and you get to see him driving at you with all his force and all his might.
Next to a full squad. Problem.
To a 1 versus 4 to the guys from Men of Blood. Men of Blood is not a team to be trifled with at all. You can tell that Men of Blood is a stronger team. So you have to be very, very careful. That's a nice spray. Bego does get caught there, knocked clean off. The damage will be repelled immediately. That tells you a little bit of money. That 10-11 will have to panic a little bit, but he moves right through to the side. They're trying to get an angle in. Pops the grenade right outside. This might just be the opening that 10-11 that's looking for. That's a fantastic grenade. Onto Shaq position, but too short. Tags him up again. That's a fantastic tag. That's your fast pop through. First one to fall is Rage, and Don't Panic. Heads all the way back down, but Bego takes his place, and Bego is going to be warned. Down to attack up. Get the next one down. One and 11 will take a look. Get damage there, but it's come through. 10-11 now starting to breathe. In the corner, Don't Panic. Setting them one after the other.
Oh my lord.
6 eliminations to 10-11 there, and it looks like 11 will be the last one of that for Men of Blood.
Nah, bro, there's no way. This is Storm. This is Storm. There's no way. This is Storm. Nah. This is Storm. There's no way anyone wants to tell me. This don't panic is Storm. That move, that's the way he was too calm. The way he's too calm. The way he was too calm there, bro. That's Storm, Joe. That's Storm. That's Storm. I don't know. I may be wrong, but that move. You get one kind of signature.
That move.
That
move. Okay, he don't move. Nah, he don't moves now. He don't move now. He don't moves. 10-11 reaching. The guys from Men of Blood bleeding out all over the floor there. That's an unfortunate turn of events for that position, with the play zone shrinking ever so slightly. We are deep into phase 4 of the circle. Still got 15 teams in phase 4. 15! There are still 48 bodies in this cut.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Now we're beginning to see the boys from Active Gaming getting into the action themselves. They come up against several different teams around them. They do have the boys from CLS around the vicinity. They've dropped one of the bodies down to turn the sights onto the boys from Foul Play, but they've got to be careful. You see Anes going out there in the open. I don't think this is the wisest of decisions, going out there in the open to try to, get those kills. But he wants to be like Psycho. Psycho's got 2 eliminations for them. They're still down to 2 members. They've got UA next to them. I'm not sure if they're quite aware. I mean, they should be aware. That's pretty close. You can see Jesse just within that corner, and Les comes out right there. He does manage to evade the shots coming through. He tries to use that DBS. He does use it to full effect, and he drops him down. He gets the kill. Now, man, Chris, what do you think about this one, man?
DBS will give you what you're looking for. If you're looking for trouble, the DBS, don't be silly. According to DK, don't be silly.
Don't be silly.
Don't be silly. Every single time. You don't want to get called out by a less fantastic defensive position he does hold. Clearly, from that position, he does a fantastic job. But unfortunately, they are still a 3-man team, and there's still some teams here that still have a complete squad that will be in their utmost advantage. Cycle shield, peeking towards the north, spray towards Dream Team. But Top C is there to bring him all out. Stoner does get knocked away, and so does Roach. Cyclone's shield under siege. Top C sprays again through the smoke, and they will have to retreat. Danny Brown on the southern side trying to get a north angle there. That is the advantage that he has to find. He will suppress fire onto the National Madness Esports, but he has to hold off for the time being. Stoner and Roach are still knocked away, trying to get reset. Madness Esports are on. Danny Brown exposes his head just a little bit too long, and Pain will make him feel some pain there. Grenade has to connect immediately. No time to waste time. Danny Brown gets that firm, and now Cyclone she will continue to be under pressure, but Top C will be spotted by Stoner instead. He is going to be knocked away as well. 4 eliminations to Madness Esports. Unfortunately, they did lose Pain. They did lose, I think, Top C in that event, unfortunately, but eliminations is good enough.
Yeah, amazing stuff right there. I do think that they played it quite well. They took on, the boys from CLS, reduced the amount of numbers. Now they turn the sights onto several different teams around them. They've got the boys from Extreme. They've also got Free Esports who are trying to be responsible for the that zone. You see that Yak is trying really hard, but the blue zone is against him. Amani as well has got to find a way to start to make those rotations. Is this the Amani that I know?
Yes!
This is the Amani. Oh, okay.
Yes, it's him.
Mad. It's really mad. He has really improved.
What's the name of his team? And what's
really
the name
improved.
of his team?
It's really improved.
That's what makes it crazy. Yeah. This is the exact team.
I mean, Amani back in those days to get 4 kills. Wow. Trust me, man.
I mean, he's leveled up, He's definitely leveled up.
That's some good stuff. Oh, look at this!
And a second, and another one falls right through there. Free Esports doing a fantastic job to hold off the guys from 10-11. And now I think 10-11 have 3 players knocked away. I'm not sure how many they have now. But it might get a little bit tricky here. Snuffy just over that area there. Yeah, I think they have trying to send a couple of shots, get Bego confirmed. And Kaido as well is still going to be confirmed too. Snuffy now trying to get the 1 versus 1 on 2 5 space to the left and to the right, but that will be the end of Free Esports. And unfortunately, 10-11 did lose a couple, but that was a couple of eliminations added to them as well.
Man, it's a very tough one in every single position. You can see them, you know, the boys from Active Gaming now beginning to feel the hurt themselves. They're just left to the 1 player, just Shad, who is up for Active Gaming. 2 of the players have been dropped. Rashad trying as much as possible to keep their hopes alive. He does drop 1 player, but now the rest of the boys from CLS pull up onto that vicinity, and that will be the end for the boys from Active Gaming as they do go out in this one in 5th place. They'll be looking to see if they can perform a lot better in the rest of the games. But we'll now turn our sights onto the boys from Dream Team, who have somehow managed to keep a full squad in this one. But they do have one of the players who does get dropped down. It is X who goes down, courtesy of Roach. And Roach still putting up a good performance in this game. Archer just lying down right there within that center, reloading, waiting for that opportunity to see if he can take out one of those players right there. Roach staying right next to 11 MOB. I'm not sure he's quite aware of 11's position. 11 might just be able to spot him, but we'll see, you know, how that one continues to play. The boys from 10-11 are also still within the mix of things, but they're outside the zone. They've got to find a way to make their rotations in. They continue to send on the shots, and it is the man, the myth, the legend, the Don't Panic, who send on the shots onto the boys from Dream Team and drops Lucy down to the ground again. And Don't Panic, obviously living up to his name as he continues with his onslaught right there onto
Don't Panic has got these guys panicking for sure. Dream Team do have 4 players can't be doing too much here because they've already lost one knocked away there to Don't Panic. 10-11 still trying to make the marks. And Don't Panic will take a little bit of an inkling towards his own side. He moves a little bit closer, and now he's trying to pop that grenade onto Sad's position. That's a fantastic grenade. But will it connect? Will it do the job? No, it falls a little bit too short. And he will try again, but Sad's grenade is actually better. And he might just do enough damage onto him to warn him out from that position. And he does actually get knocked away by Sad's grenade, but he will return fire from Stokely. Pops right through, Cyclone Shield will take the advantage. Stokely heads into his buggy, trying to rotate around to keep it knocked away. And I don't know, I do not see that reset happening. Pops right through to his big right there, goes through immediately, and now starts to bombard with the grenades as well. Roach is in that corner trying to spot him away, and now is the advantage that he has been looking for. His teammate is still knocked away, but he might be able to get this reset, and this might be the turning point for this game. It's 2 versus 1. It's actually 2 versus 2. Cyclone Shield versus 10-11. Somehow Dream Team have been wiped away, and now it is all a matter of who is going to spot who first.
Man, absolutely amazing stuff going down, you know, for the boys right there from 10-11. They fought through from the very beginning, and you can now see that, you know, they found themselves in that position where they could actually see this game through. They're coming up against Stoner, and at the end of the day, those Stoner put up a fantastic performance throughout the entire game. They do now find themselves in a position where they are number 1. So great stuff going down there for all of these teams as they have battled it out till the very, very end. So, Priest, I mean, did you enjoy that game? How you sound now? How you sound? What's the call?
I mean, you can't even lie, man. That was very fun. You know, we talked about the guys from 10-11, if they were going to dominate, how they were going to dominate, what the plan was going to be, how they were willing to execute it, and they did a phenomenal job. I mean, they got like 12, 13 eliminations, or I think 11, somewhere around those numbers, and that was absolutely fantastic stuff. Big shout out to the guys from 10-11. Don't Panic, Snuffy, doing a hell of a job with Bego as well, doing a fantastic job of holding off these teams. And that tells you something that we are in for a wild ride. We are in for a wild ride.
All right, guys, there you have it. It has been a very interesting start to this rain split play of day one. We will still be having a couple of games to go right here. We'll take a quick break and we'll be right back for some more action in a bit. So don't go nowhere. Stay right there and we'll see you in a couple of moments.
Do you think you've got what it takes? The challenge will be tougher than ever. In 2023, international esports has a new home. Over 100 nations fighting for the championship in a celebration of everything that makes esports great. Who will rise up to the challenge? Who will be the world champion? Do you think you've got what it takes? The challenge will be tougher than ever. In 2023, international esports has a new home. Over 100 nations fighting for the championship in a celebration of everything that makes esports great. Who will rise up to the challenge? Who will be the world champion? think you've got what it takes, the challenge will be tougher than ever. In 2023, international esports has a new home. Over 100 nations fighting for the championship in a celebration of everything that makes esports great. Who will rise up to the challenge? Who will be the world champion?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the NPL. We saw 10-11 do a masterclass. That was a masterclass performance coming in from the guys from 10-11, and I'm hoping to see more and more of that coming in tonight. But big shout out to the rest of the other team, Cycling Shield as well, Free Esports doing a fantastic job, as well. But I'm enjoying the performances that I've seen so far. If this is how we're going to start tonight, then I am here for it. Big shout out to all of this. But ladies and gentlemen, we've still got 3 games to pop right through for you guys. Miramar is up next, and I'm going to be joined by Fire in the background as well. But the map is very, very interesting. Southeastern map all the way towards the northeastern side. Fire. Who do you think this type of playing path favors? Who do you think this type of playing path, enjoy who is it favorable for?
All of these teams are, I don't know the word to use, but they are super new. So it's very difficult to say who is going to is going to do what, because there's a lot of new strategies that's going to be coming through. But if I'm going to go by the very old precedents of some players based off their former teams, I would say 10-11 is going to be doing really well in this map.
10-11 will be doing well in this map. Well, there goes Fire casting couches, or caster cursing, or what do you call it? I'm not sure what it's called, but I'm very interested in seeing, if 10-11 can make it 2 out of 2. Now that was what we call world domination. But let's not forget, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Nigerian Pro League Season 6 playoffs, and we still have some teams that are not here. And teams that are not here, I'm talking about 21st Century Vibe and the guys from Afro Esports. They will be joining us when the league officially kicks off. And that is that one about that one. So you would expect those teams. That is where you're going to, you're going to be having the league and the super weekend, and that is where the road to the grand finale will continue from. So big shout out to those teams that were able to secure the top 3 from the last split, Yamata split, Afro Esports, and the rest of them. Doing a fantastic job, I might add. But Dreams, also one of those teams that was able to get themselves into the final third of
this guy XOP. The guy get mind, child. And I'll tell you why he has mind. Just after the fight is done, I'll tell you why the guy has mind. Serious mind. All right, so XOP, nice, very lovely spray coming in from him as he does use the Uzi to full effect. He drops down one of the players right there, but and now he tries to see if he can take down 2. But at the end of the day, the boys, Senior Boy and his boys, do get that victory sealed down. But remember, I just said that he had mind. Like, you were going to a push, right? Please see this though. I've never seen this before. You're going for a push. 2 of your players have been taken down in Dream Team. You're going right next for that push. You don't have a vest. You don't have any weapon. And by some miracle, you're hoping to get a weapon when you get there.
Okay.
I mean that's what he did. That's what he did. He's
calling miracle for a reason, man. We out here hoping. They were out there hoping. There was no plan. They were out there hoping that was going to work out for them, but unfortunately, it did not work out. The Invincibles were much more prepared for them. But speaking of being prepared, Invincibles is also one of those things that's been cooking. The trickiness of what happened to them in the last bit of the NPL. They got pulled out, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Before they got acquired by Invincibles Esports, and became Invincibles. They were Team Extreme, and they did have a fantastic game in the NPL. Unfortunately, that acquisition happened at a very bad time for them because they were not allowed to. They had to forfeit the contribution of the Hamatan split, unfortunately, back then. But now they are back, full lobby, full force, full strength, and they're absolutely ready to tear it through. And I'm rooting for them. I'm rooting for them very heavily.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll see, what that does mean for them if they can step up to the plate. They can step up to those performances right there. But of course, we do see the map moving all the way towards that northern region. The boys from 10-11 found themselves quite in a great split right there across the map, very close towards that central position. But speaking about central position, we do have the boys from Free Esports as well as the extremists sitting within that central region. So there are a couple of teams who are quite comfortable for now. There's also the boys from Mad Active Gaming Habitual all the way at that southern region who will need to begin to make their rotations into that zone, which is pretty much occupied. So they might find themselves quite in a lot of skirmishes when they do begin to make their rotations. But for now, like we know in every single game, Mirama starts off, with a little bit of skirmish here and there, a couple of, heads get roasted, and then things go quiet for a bit. But do not let Mirama deceive you, because if you blink for a moment, you might just see that several different players have been dropped.
You blink for a moment, you will see Shege. That is what it means, So
Shege.
Keep your eyes wide open so you can see the ops when they start to shoot at your position. See the extremists. They've had a significant experience in the NPL, but unfortunately their roster just keeps changing. Wolf is the only player from the previous split that is still here. They brought in a brand new set of players. They're still trying to build that roster that will, somehow work for them. But I'm really interested in seeing them succeed from this stage of the NPL. I'm very, very optimistic that they will learn and adapt. There's a little bit of time for them to, to put the work in. So I'm very, very invested to see the guys from the extremists will be able to do something. I know there was a time that they were very, very, very difficult to deal with. But now the brand new roster, Sonic and Yak, working together with Wolf there as well. I remember at the time of Coxel, when Coxel was here, doing a fantastic bang-up job playing defense and playing a long range for that position that they had in their full roster. But things change, people change, feelings change too. So it is what it is. One of those things. But it is the NPL is always up for improvement. In fact, in the last finals of the NPL, that Afro Esports were able to bring their right to a 30-point evaluation and win, the Hamatan finals. Do you think they can win it again by that kind of margin? Do you think with the new rosters that I'm seeing everywhere, do you think the guys from Afro Esports can do it again with so much ease?
You mean the guys from who? Sorry, I didn't hear that last one.
I mean, Afro Esports won the
Esports. Okay.
finals.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I think so. I think that you cannot take it away from any team. It's too early to call. The Nigerian scene has evolved for me. You understand? Sorry, I need to clear my throat a bit. It's really evolved more than a lot of people are very aware. There's a lot more tactics, there's a lot more thought process around how they make their rotations, how they take on their fights. You can clearly see that there are a few teams that are sort of like below par when it comes to, should I say, how they form themselves. But it's just a few. It's still just a few. For the most part, every single team is really dangerous when they're taking on fights. So, for example, if Active Gaming were to meet 1011, it could go either ways. If 1011 were to meet CLS or meet Afro Esports, it could go either ways. If they meet MOB, you never really know which way it would go. So the thing is it's very difficult to tell. There's still Vibe Gaming, there's still 21. So it's very difficult to tell what way it's going to go, because they could come into the game and every single match they're meeting 10-11 and both parties are just annihilating themselves and they're dropping the numbers, right? Or they could find themselves in a situation where they're just ransacking through the lobby. So we'll never really know. 10-11 does seem like they have a bit more aggression, and I mean that usually happens with any team that Storm is in. Basically, I mean, as the tournaments progress, it just seems like he just drinks the Popeye spinach as tournaments progress. They always start off a bit lackluster and then they get better. We've seen it in Mzanzi, we've seen it in many competitions, PMCO. As they approach the finals, there's just something, Priest. Haven't you noticed it?
I don't know.
There's just something. I'm beginning to see that movement in his player. That last game, I enjoyed that. There was some deja vu. I was like, oh my god, see that move, Yeah, but it's all good. It's all good. I mean, if it's not him and I'm wrong, then that means some people are taking some nice coaching lessons from him. So it was good to see. It was good to see that play, because the boys from MLB, they didn't play that badly, Priest. As far as I was concerned, they played that really well. But it was just like a really good move coming in from Shegs, to keep himself alive, to revive just in time, and get those extra bits of knocks. And that was a very lovely fight to see. I mean, that's definitely one that should be clipped and used.
I mean, in that first engagement was actually very, very interesting to see the way Shreks actually did that with the run and don't panic. The way he played that one, it was equally impressive. He used the buggy, phase through the buggy there to hold off the defensive position, was able to get his HP back up, even under the imminent threat of danger. There are some players that when their HP is very low, and there's people swarming around them, they would rather choose to take the engagement, even with their low HP, knowing that there is a significantly higher chance that they will get knocked away in that engagement. But players like Don't Panic, you can see exactly what he did, popped and hit right behind the buggy there, and was able to get his HP back up to at least 75%, and the rest was history. He was able to hold off with a fantastic 1 versus 2 scenario. Out there, but 10-11 again on the offensive. Spray a little bit short there, but he does get pulled off by Rumps. He gets knocked clean off. I don't know if the rest of the guys from 10-11 will be able to get Don't Panic all the way up, but they will have to make it about Snuffy with the return fire. Absolutely brilliant, and that is what you call teamwork. It makes the dream work every time. And now Free Esports have been sent all the way back, so they know for a fact that they cannot make this push. Bego is already on the way to get the set, and now 10-11, they have a little bit of leeway to work something out.
Yeah, absolutely. Great stuff coming down right there. But somehow, we're seeing this go down again. The boys from 10-11 still finding a way to keep their full team in this game as Don't Panic goes down, but they've managed to get that revive coming through. And the nades are pulling up. He's down to pretty much what his weight. Is this a HP? Is this a HP? What is this?
pH.
There's nothing left. There's nothing left. PUBG. Like, only Don't Panic has no HP and he's up. Like 0 HP. That was like someone should screenshot that. Like that was literally 0 HP. There's levels.
So people are just built different, they just can't get knocked by grenades and all those kind of doings. If it was anyone else, they would get knocked, but not Don't Panic. Don't Panic has cracked the code. That's what I'm saying.
I swear to God, I've never seen 0 HP before. Like this is the first time in my life I've seen HP where there's no bar, and the person is still moving. Like, what is this? But cool stuff. That's some OP stuff. When you're not panicking. It's what it is. We're now beginning to see several different teams make the rotations into that zone. We do see the boys from Rage as well as the boys from No Gaming taking on shots onto themselves from a distance, and Weak now looking to see if he can get his boy back off Deji. No Gaming from a distance looking to see if they can pull up and cause a little bit of trouble right there. Rusty is already up in that vehicle. You can see Old Man, trying the most possible to see if he can send down them nades onto them, and here's now when to make them move. Emperor, Odd Man, and the rest of the players looking to see if they can surround them, and coming in from that corner right there, but he's got players behind him, the boys from Lady Sports, Lynx, and as well as Acid coming in from that other corner, trying to see if they can put in the work. But now here is where things are now beginning to get super dangerous. He's trying as possible to see if he can keep their hopes alive, but he will get dropped by Rusty. Rusty played this one quite well, managed to keep their hopes alive in this game. They've got two of the players who are down, and now they'll be looking to see if they can get that revive. Acid pulling up onto that position. He's popping on them nades, but Rusty trying to see if he can keep the hopes alive for now, keep him at bay, because Acid's coming in. The man on the mission, he wants to get that revenge. He's almost dropped Rusty down to the ground, and here he is putting in that work. Rage Esports looking like they were on the back foot for a moment. Have now reduced the numbers.
Okay, here comes No Idea to the rescue there. Hopefully he can come in time. But unfortunately, his teammates get shipped off one after the other. Emperor will fall all the way back there. Hopefully he will be able to get him picked up. But the guys from No Rage Esports are still in dangerous waters here. No Idea might be able to cook something, might be able to pop a grenade that gets the job done there. As Emperor is still looking for an angle to pop right through Acid, trying to get his HP back up, and he does a magnificent job there. That's a fantastic grenade over the top from No Idea, but unfortunately it's not going to connect, and gets cut to face from the left hand side. Acid now trying to make the advance, a 1 versus 1 scenario. Scar L in hand, trying to pop right through. This might just be the opening, but pop right through again, catches Acid off clean as well, knocks him clean off. And he might just be able to send him back into the lobby, but they are in a very, very tricky position. Emperor still down, and again he fades to the right side, but Wick is there, and John Wick to the rescue. No Rage Esports will get 4 eliminations, and they will be able to pick.
Yeah, that was a very tricky situation right there. For a moment, it did look like the boys from No Gaming were going to be sealing that one through, but at the end of the day, it does come out to be the boys from Rage who do come out on top in that one. Deji and his boys proving to be absolutely unstoppable in that fight, as they do find themselves getting back. So great stuff right there, Priest. I mean, what would you say about that fight generally? Like. I do you think it was No Gaming's to lose, or it was just a great comeback for the boys from Rage Esports?
I mean, the guys from No Rage, it was just unfortunate that they had players 2 splits apart. I think that was what did their game. They had No Idea was just too far away, couldn't cover. When you're playing splits like that, you always have to have vision over your teammates, angles, off angles, better positions, at least off one player from the opposing team, that would level your advantage, or, polarize your advantage rather, coming in for these engagements. But the guys from No Gaming, they had the right idea, but the execution was lacking, and they did price, unfortunately.
All right, it is what it is. But now we're turning our sights into a fight between Rage and the boys from Mad. You can see we trying as much as possible to send on those nades, looking to see if they can connect. But it does look like the boys from Mad will just be trying as much as possible to see if they can just back away from this fight right here. And that's exactly what it's going to be, as they just turn the sights away, looking to see if they can get themselves into a great spot within that zone, and they do leave that one. But there's also a little bit of skirmish going down between the boys from, I do believe it's Active Gaming and Free Esports. Active Gaming coming into this one with a 3-man squad, now find themselves in a fight coming down between the boys from Free Esports, not to be trifled with. You want to be really careful with them. They do find themselves in good spots over and over again, but Shad will be the one who does get that elimination to come through against Mondo right there seems to still within the vicinity. He's right next to the ball right there. And he will get dropped by Shad as the boys from Active Gaming do get another bit of elimination. But now here is 10-11 also coming through within the vicinity. Can put in the work, and if you're a three-man squad in a fight like this 10-11 is not one of those teams that you want to be, getting into skirmishes with quite early on.
Yeah, you do not want to get into a skirmish, this from positions like this. But Shad, you have to endure his experience. He pops a smoke to hide his position from the extremists. And you know for a fact now the extremists already have sights on Shad's position. They've been spraying into that little compound that he's in, but the bullets have not been connecting just yet. But he manages somehow, to succeed and survive at least a little bit longer there. But 10-11 also has an oversight onto this entire position. They're playing from the north, and they're playing very, very comfortably, I might add, and they're enjoying the leniency that most of these teams are providing for them. Active Gaming playing equally a defensive position from here, and I believe, is this on Solid Army right beside them? The entire time, on Solid Army was there, and they didn't do anything. Okay, wow. Finally they're doing something. I won't catch me. Shad getting thrown away by Jesse there. Unfortunately, Shad didn't know that Jesse was. And that would be an unfortunate turn of defense there. So, and Vanessa will be a fantastic job. But Nexus, Nexus! With a fantastic, bombastic side-eye grenade. Will connect onto one of the players. Now 1v1, pops right through, tries the right hand side, goes quick to the UFP, and that will be the end. On Solid Army are not so on Solid anymore. Active Gaming reigns supreme, 7 eliminations, courtesy of Nexus.
Absolutely amazing stuff coming through right there. As Nexus does get those eliminations to come through. Nexus and Psycho putting in the work right there, and they do battle things out in that position. The boys from 10-11 are still holding quite a good position up on that hill, trying to see if they can take out several different teams around this vicinity. And it's a very crazy and dangerous one for so many different teams. The boys from 1 also holding quite a position up on that hill, and Priest, one slim card is quite alone right here. He's lost a couple of players to I do believe the boys from Foul Play coming into this one with a 3-man squad. They have one of the players who's been dropped down. Now they're all looking to see how they can hold on this position. It'll be quite difficult for them to get Pels back up, but we might see a skirmish going down between the boys from Active Gaming as well as the boys from 10-11, as they would come right next to each other within this vicinity. 10-11 holding the superior amount of numbers right there, as they're down to what is a squad for Active Gaming, trying to take on several different players around, and 10-11 has those extra bit of numbers to work for them. And this is the fight that obviously is going to reign through the entire finals of the NPL, and I'll be curious to see how this one continues to play out right here. The boys from 10-11 are trying to see if they can get an angle right there. They they actually did get a knock to come through against Psycho, and this is what 10-11 usually does. The shots are coming through right there, but Nexus will be going down right there to Beko. Oh, actually, it's not Nexus who goes down, actually. It's Psycho. Those go down. Nexus is the last one up right there, as he now begins to take a shot right onto Snuffy. But that will be the end for the boys from Active Gaming. They're outdone and outnumbered by the boys from 10-11. They did manage to drop one of them, but the shots coming through from the distance and the third party, as well as the numbers from 10-11, does take them out in 9th position right there. They got a couple of eliminations to boost, but now we will be turning our sights onto the rest of the teams within the lobby. It is the boys from Habitual who are trying to see if they can get themselves into that great spot within that zone. 10-11 also as well have got to start to make the rotations into a good spot, Priest.
The rotations will be the most important part coming in for this team. Habitual Gaming have been doing absolutely best to hold on to their life. Death Fury and Yomi, the last to walk by the edge like a little bit of the southern edge of the circle there, but they need to be wary. Cyclone Shield do have Stoner right behind them, and that is the danger of playing, edge of the circle, because you have to be aware that there is a possibility for a team, to sneak up behind you. And Stoner might just be able to do just that. You can see Yummy is going to be scanning just into the distance there, but he cannot see anyone just yet. Depending on the time that Stoner and the rest of the team looks like to crash onto that position, but that's going to be a very, very definitive moment. Yak from the extreme, it's rotate all the way from the western side, trying to escape the danger that is Yummy's M416 as he sprays down. But 10-11 starting to make the advance inside of the place on the 4 versus 2. Might just do the trick right here. Pop the smoke right in front, just the hardest position. The spray is fantastic onto the 10-11. And again, he's trying to find a way inside of that zone. Stuffy makes the advance inside, and Yummy is giving away his position. Rego gets by Cyclone Shield. 10-11 trying to fight so many battles at once. Now the battle from Habitual getting onto Stuffy's position. They blow him up immediately. That is the danger coming into the play zone this late at night. And unfortunately, the boogeyman will knock on the door. Or should we say Yummy is about to enjoy the taste of the blood of the guys from 10-11. But Don't Panic is not panicking still. He's still trying to get Beko up. It is still a formidable team, and they still have the play zone. This could go so many different ways. Utilities, left, right, and center. 10-11. This might just be the opening they've been looking for. Don't Panic paints to the left. He can't see the sides from Habitual Gaming. Death Fury jumping around like a little frog there. Very soon they will decapitate him if he's not careful. But again, they're caught in the middle of the devil and the deep blue sea here. 10-11. Don't Panic. He has to panic. Cycle Chill on the backside, and the front side for Habitual Gaming. Bego gets knocked away. There's so much violence, Fire. So much violence.
Man, crazy stuff going down at every single corner. Don't Panic trying to keep their hopes alive in this game, as he does make sure that they still maintain a position in this one as they take out the boys from Habitual. Now find themselves in that top 5 again. I mean, maybe my predictions might be coming through. They're down to 2 players, but now here comes the boys from Foul Play. It is Curry who's within this vicinity. Don't Panic has not been able to get that revive to come through against Beko, but the shots are being let loose. He's down to pretty much 1 HP, and that juju that keeps his HP this time around did not work.
That's a fantastic play from that Foul Play. But let's not forget the guys from Madness Esports are still here, and they've got 2 up, trying to hold on. Exposes himself just a little bit too long there. But Curry is actually going to get knocked away by Ninja. Cyclone Shield's latest signing, starting to prove his worth. PlayStation 5. Ninja, and he is going to knock him clean off as well. Foul Play doing a fantastic job of finding off and holding off the rest of these teams. But Cyclone Shield still have the numbers advantage. We still got 2 up. Madness Esports will shoot in that general direction as well, as Danny Brown and Stoner will work hand in hand to get a couple of eliminations through as well. But it's not going to be working out for them just the way they've been planning. But excellent use of utilities from that. PlayStation 5 doing a fantastic job of staying alive at least for the longest. We've still got 3 teams. It is anyone's game. Everyone has a little bit of an angle inside of that play zone, and they could take it. Anyone can still take this game.
Yeah, we'll see how it continues to play out as all of the teams are looking to see if they can get themselves into a great spot and take that victory home. At the end of the day, it is boys from Foul Play coming into this one with a 2-man squad. It's also a conversation again, Danny Brown and his boys looking to see if they can seal this game through. Remember, in the previous game, they found themselves in a good spot, but now it is PlayStation, not holding back as he drops one. He looks to drop the side down onto Stunner, and he will be dropping Stunner as well. But here comes Danny Brown looking to see if he can get into the conversation right there. But there's still Curry. Curry's still hopefully alive in this one, but comes up against Mad Amani. And Amani, we did speak about him. He's really improved, gets into that main man. He's coming in a 1v1 against Danny Brown, but that nade pulls up, reduces a little bit of his HP, but it's not done enough damage. He's still got a bit up on Danny Brown. He gets that confirmation. Actually, he is still in that kill because that was a knock coming through from foul plays PlayStation. But now coming up against Danny Brown, we see gotten himself back up a little bit, and it's the man, the myth, the man who has improved a lot, who does find himself getting that final bit of elimination right there, as they do cap that winner chicken dinner, and they do seal that game with a five eliminations. Great game.
Best thing Madness Esports have ever done. That is the best signing. Armani is the best signing they have ever done. I mean, I can't even lie, man. That is the best signing that they've done. Absolutely fantastic signing. Bringing Armani into Madness Esports. I mean, big shout out to whoever did that. Probably top C. I think probably top C because he's the IGL, he's the captain of the team, so he's probably.
I mean, it's really good.
Impressive. Yeah, it's very solid. I can't even lie, man. I can't even lie. That was fantastic stuff because they had the most difficult position to work with coming in from that western side. You know, they had a foul play up north and to their west. To the west of them, to their left-hand side, they saw the guys from Cyprus. And Cyprus had the numbers advantage. Cyprus I believe there were 3 players up in a 3 versus 2 versus 2. And they tried their absolute best to fight on both fronts. That was the danger, of Cyprus' position, trying to fight the 2 teams at once, and they were still getting bodied from both sides, and they didn't have the players on the well. It would have been wiser for them to cordon off an angle, throw some smokes maybe to the left or towards or in front of that position, and then make an advance into the zone, and that, okay, I'm not going to have to worry about the play zone at least for now, and let's see who I can eliminate. Can I take foul play out? Can I take the guys from Madness Esports out? Which one can I do that is much more effective given what I already have, But then I don't know if they had any more utilities. I'm not certain. I'm not sure. But I was expecting so much more from Cyclone Shield, given the experience, that is inside of the team. But, we can't take away from the guys from Madness Esports still and Foulplay doing a fantastic job of holding their own, even though they have the lower numbers, the fewer numbers than guys from Cyclone Shield. Fewer numbers than the guys from Cyclone Shield. So big shout out to the guys from Madness Esports and foul play as well. 10-11 also coming in clutch with a disastrous performance again. I think they got up to 9 eliminations or somewhere around that number, and that is so impressive. So impressive.
And amazing stuff coming through from all of these teams. We spoke about it, early on in the game, how much teams have improved. I always see people scuffle when you say, hey, teams have improved. But I'm seeing it every single day. I'm seeing these guys, like we've seen Amani going up against Danny Brown. On paper, if we were to just talk about it in a group chat, people would say, never, how, what do you mean? Danny Brown, say Lord. But then...
they're going to record you.
No. I'm saying the fact that if we were to analyze it on paper, Danny Brown wins, 9 out of 10 times. But it's good to see Amani improve. It's good to see that he's obviously has been working on himself, and at the end of the day, it is now showing in his performances right there, as he did seal the winner chicken dinner for his team. All right, guys. That being said, thanks for watching. We'll be right back for another game. I do believe we're going into our third game of the night, so catch you guys in a couple of moments. For now, we'll take some advice from our sponsors and see you in a couple of minutes.
Do you think you've got what it takes? The challenge will be tougher than ever. In 2023, International Esports has a new home. Over 100 nations fighting for the championship in a celebration of everything that makes esports great. Who will rise up to the challenge? Who will be the world champion?
10-11 cooking. I don't know what they did though. I don't know what they did. Maybe it's only the top 8 that are showing now. I don't know what they. Yeah.
Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Nigerian Pro League. I think my microphone should be fixed by now because that was some. I just listened to myself on the stream. I did feel after what I listened to on the stream, Jesus. But that is that about that. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Nigerian Pro League. It is the rain split playoffs, and this is day one. We've seen a banger of a performance from so many different teams: Cyclone Shield, Dream Team, 10-11, and now we just saw Madness Esports snatch a chicken dinner away from the guys from Foul Play and Cyclone Shield as well. Beautiful work coming in from them. And now you can tell that this game is open to so many teams. And I am looking forward to see if, we are going to be pleasantly surprised once more. But don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, I'm still here with my main man, Fire, bringing us the wheels of steel all the way from the UK with that UK accent. Fire, what's the deal? What's the deal? What's the deal? How do you feel about this? How do you feel about this rain split so far, and how you feel about this playing zone, this playing path, and this play zone that's gonna come up? Tell us how you feel.
Now only 2 years I don't did this UK.
2 years and you don't have accents. 2 years. You are slacking. Me, for once I reach it there. In it, I go to knock them.
Only
in
like
it,
two, only
in
like
it, bro.
weeks,
In it,
like 2
in it, bro. Bro, like 2 days. I don't already. I will first find one UK babe.
Just go to Elite
collect.
College.
I'll collect accent from her the way Shansung they collect souls from Mortal Kombat. I will collect her accents. No, stop playing.
Just go meet Professor. Just go meet Professor. Collect accent from Professor. Professor. Alright,
guys, if they watch this stream, they go arrest you. Ooh. Right on the money. Madness Esports already taking hits from Dream Team Jexo P, not letting the wicked rest, and you love to see that. But again, they are in a trade. Archer has been knocked away as well. Madness Esports not taking this one lightly, and they are in a cluster, so they will be able to get that res all the way back up. But it's going to be very interesting though, because there's so many bodies around this area. Sting will spray just north of there, trying to get the elimination onto Archer, but he's going to fall a little bit short. And Fire. We talk about this thing. You win a chicken dinner. The next game, you are the first to go.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of times, like, you find yourself in a very sticky situation once you got in the chicken dinner. But maybe that would not be the same for Amani and his boys. He is, he did get dropped down, but they've managed to get that revive. It's always good to see when teams stay compact and stay together and find a way to get themselves back up, as we have seen right here. Both from Dream Team are just lurking around. There's also Lucid, who's also within this vicinity, quite close to Sting right here. I'm not sure what he's holding, but bro, that probably is not going to help you. Switch that there, man.
You know that most of the ways that these teams play is always very, very dependent on, what part of the play zone that they find themselves in right out the gate. But unfortunately, Madness Esports already in a dangerous and unfortunate position here. Top C will get knocked away, and they're getting circled and riddled by so many teams around this position. I think the extremists are around somewhere, just looking for an angle or looking for a way to breach through, as Sting is going to pop through with that S686. I do love this shotgun, though, because I know for a fact one touch is all it takes. But Amani, the MVP from the last game for Madness Esports, has been discovered and he's been knocked away. I don't know if the guys from Dream Team will make this push, but they are. I can see Rabbit just making the advance, and I can also see the guys from the extremists also making an advance. Wolf coming in from the north side facing Sting, and this might just be the opportunity he has been looking for to breach this position. But Dream Team are still coming in from the northern side, and they are still overlooking this position. They have I would call this height advantage or positional advantage, but can they make it work for them? They've already lost Archer, and they are now working based off of the alliance that they just have of 4 versus 3 scenario right now.
Yeah, they do drop Amani again. He's been feeling the hurt coming in through from them. Top C's also down as well. Finds himself in a very sticky situation. Also coming through this, there might be a potential third party coming into this fight from the boys from extremists as well. That action too as well, but Really, really crazy stuff going through at every single corner. We just saw Nepa take light on the stream right there. Well, Nepa didn't take light, so went off. But Nigerians can relate. Don't mind me, don't mind me. All jokes.
See how you UK guys used to behave. Very uncouth. You guys are so uncouth. UK men, always very uncouth. But Dream Team, they don't even have utilities. I mean, this is what happens when you land, with another team. I think they are in Cruz de Va, if I'm not mistaken. This place does not necessarily have all the loot, for more than one team. And the guys from Madness Esports have been finding a little bit too hard, to navigate from this position. They have to be very, very advanced in their next rotation. They are almost 2,000 meters away from the play zone. That's a nice spray from Madness Esports onto the guys from the Extremists. Their Zombie will get tagged up to about 25 HP, but he will get his health back up. And this would be the chance, that the guys from Madness have been looking for to rotate from the right-hand side and eliminate the guys from the Extremists. That would be the wiser and safer choice, because the terrain that is going to put them in the fight between themselves and the Extremists is very, very thin. So they can make the movement, they can make the navigation, but all they have to do is, shield themselves from the guys from Dream Team.
Yeah, absolutely. All of the teams are looking to, continue to inch closer and closer. It's getting really tough for these guys to, make their move. Amani is open. I'm not really sure in that one what the plan was, but this time around he's going to get first, and as he does, he gets sent back into the lobby right there. It's not quite for boys for Mad, as they are getting from every single side. They had gotten the winner chicken dinner in the previous one, and we spoke about it, that sometimes a chicken dinner can be a cost. You see that they are continuously, getting pushed from every single side. Zombie and the boys have 2 eliminations right here, and they continue on with their onslaught to see if they can get a little bit more. Abby turning around, looking for the rest of the players right there from Matt and Chris. What do you think about this one?
The Extremists, I do love the style, that they've been adopting here, playing it slow and steady. Not exposing themselves a little bit too much there. That's a little bit of a lag, a little bit short. And unfortunately, Top C will get a little bit done there, but Sting is there to the rescue to get the knock on through to Wolf, and they will be losing another player. They played it cautious, but not cautious enough. Top C still on the high side, trying to pop right through and jump downstairs and pop that Uzi onto a couple of players from the guys from the Extremists. Abby is back into the mix, so they are a 3-man team, fortunately, but and so is the team from the Madness Esports team as well. So Top C is trying to absolute best of fees on through. And maybe this opportunity for the guys from the Extremists, they might just be looking for an opening here from that the rear end side. But Dream Team, I don't know if they're still here. Yep, they are still here. And that is the thing, that is the thing I'm always talking about. You have to take accountability, responsibility for at least something. Dream Team, I don't know what their play is. I don't know how long they're willing to wait out here and wait for something, are they waiting for Extremists to make a mistake, or Madness to make a mistake, or Madness to eliminate Extremists before they make in the push? They have more real estate, they have more angles, they have so much more angles. They could play off so many angles here. Lucid, his western side is very free, he can play from there as well, but he's not choosing to do that. I don't know what the plan is here, but they need to move because the play zone is not going to be friendly, and these guys don't even have utilities to tank the blue zone with.
Yeah, they need to be making the move as quickly as possible right here, as all of these teams now begin to find themselves within this blue zone. So they're going up against the players as well as going up against that OP blue zone. But here comes Zombie. He does get a knock onto one of the players right there. The boys from Dream Team are also coming into the conversation. So it's a 3-way fight going through between the boys from Mad Esports as well as the boys from Dream Team. Now you see the boys going into the action right there. They pull up onto Zombie. Zombie gets dropped down as well as lose seed,
Oh.
and now Dream Team are down to just a one player.
Eh, 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 eh,
Dream Team down to just Rabbit. Now it is left to Yak and Abby to somehow get that final elimination to both up against Rabbit. They do seal that bit of elimination coming through right there, but look at that from Abby. Now he turns his side onto Rabbit, and when you talk about spraying with the Uzi, you got to give it to this man Abby, as he does get not one but two eliminations right here for his team. They did have two casualties, but at the end of the day, they leave this game with a couple of those eliminations. Lovely stuff.
I mean, 6 eliminations is not too bad at all. 6 eliminations is a good way to to show for something here, but unfortunately you can take a look there. You can see that these guys have no utilities. Abby is looting crates that have no meds, and he's taking blue zone damage. That is the danger here. This is the problem I'm talking about. I mean, look at you can see Abby's character looting crates. What are you picking up? No meds. What do they carry? Oh yeah, bullets go full bag. Zone go kill you. Congrats. Cause I'm not even sure. What these teams. What they take out of this. I mean, the extremists, yes, up 6 eliminations, but you are still in 14th place if you get eliminated right now. That is the danger, of hanging out in the blue for a little bit too long with no utility.
That's how you know. That's how you know someone that can be a bad politician. Can be 90 years old and still stealing 50 billion, as if you are buying extra life. Where are you going to take the money to, Oga? You're 90 years old. Why are you? What's going on?
I mean,
sometimes I look at these politicians. I'm like, maybe somebody has told them that to buy extra life is like 2 trillion or something. I don't know. So everybody's trying to steal the money. But yeah,
I'm curious to see who is doing the stealing. And I'm curious to know who is selling the extra lives.
I swear to God, they tell me they used to sell extra life. I turn Agbero right now. I leave all this UK thing I'm doing. I turn Agbero. I try politics.
10-11 in the cut. 10-11 now feasting their eyes onto the guys from the extremists. There you can see Don't Panic again using the M249 to breeze through. And I think 10-11, you see, that's what I'm talking about. I think I saw 10-11 pull up to the scene, after all of those bullets are flying off. And it seemed like 10-11 coming into that area, they would have utilities. They would have stacked up so much utilities because they've not been fighting ops for 2 days inside the blue zone and not getting anything out of it, So that tells you a whole lot, But yeah, I mean, that could work for them. Wait a minute, these guys they've already had 4 eliminations at fire. How did we miss that? 10-11 has 4 eliminations already.
I mean, the thing about 10-11 is that they found themselves all the way into that blue zone, far right, as you can see right there around Cruz de Vale. So it's very hard to keep up with them. But now we're beginning to see teams rotate towards that southwestern region. It is the boys from Active Gaming and as well as UA who find themselves close within the same vicinity. We saw them get into close quarter fights in the previous game with Active Gaming coming out on top in that one. There's also the boys from 10-11 who now begin to make the rotations into that zone right there. A lot of teams are looking to see if they can continue to boost themselves up into that final circle right here. So we will see, how things continue to play out. On the kill feed right there, we do see Agatha coming through with some peppering right there, as she does get one elimination or one knock up against the boys right there from MOB.
A little bit of effort from the Invincibles. Unfortunately, after the hell of a game that they had in the previous match, they're just falling a little bit too short here. They've lost 2, but they have been able to find at least 1 point from 1 elimination. Hopefully, they will be able to find a little bit more, as Senior Boy is prone in the middle of nowhere, trying to gather up some supplies, as the guys from First Arctics just going to be holding off this building away from a couple of teams. You can see the guys from Men of Blood just north of their position trying to find something to open or explore this position. But I think the play zone would be very, very definitive of how they want to hold this area, because I think just a little bit too far south, the guys from Free Esports are not too far away. There's a possibility that this fight might become a three-way engagement, and that would spell danger for the team that is going to be getting caught in the middle. And I think that is going to be the guys from Men of Blood. So they do have to be very, very aware of their positions and their situations at all times.
Good. I'm reading the chat, and people are just. I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but people are just being absolutely mean and trolling, and it's such very healthy trolling. No, it's not trolling that you will go and commit suicide. It's just one of those healthy, nice trolling going on, and it's lovely to see. Anyways, I'll just point that out. Anyways, so things are now continuing to get really spicy as all these teams, are looking to find themselves into good spots within that zone. As you can see, the rotations are already beginning to come through. And if we just zoom in right there, we can see that the boys from MOB, Free Esports, as well as IC find themselves within that central position. A lot of these guys like 10-11 also still find themselves outside that zone. They've got to get in quite quickly as we move in a matter of seconds into that next that next zone right there. Chocolate and Senior Boy are the last ones up for their team.
Well, would you look at that? Would you look at No Rage? Take a look at the play zone and take a look at where No Rage is. No Rage is all the way out there in the south. I think that is Acid. All the way out there in the south. I don't know if he's AFK. Has he been AFK the whole time, or what is that? What are we looking at?
I'm not even sure what I've been seeing with No Rage. I'm not even sure what I've been seeing.
Okay, I think that's like me. I think it's me. I think that's me. Yeah, that's me. I think that's a glitch on my end, unfortunately.
Yeah,
sorry about that.
Probably a glitch. They're next to the boys from MOB. They're making the rotations all the way from that central spot. Free Esports and the boys from No Rage are getting quite closer and closer towards the boys from Active Gaming. They're all moving towards the this English is failing me. Help me.
They are moving towards I think we would call this Minas de Var. Is it Valdemar?
Valdemar.
Okay, Valdemar. Okay. Valdemar.
You see that UK has not helped my English.
It is not English. This is Spanish, bro. This is
Valdemar.
It's Valdemar. Del Mar.
I can't blame myself.
So yeah, I mean, I do speak a little bit of Spanish, so I know like all of these places, Yeah, so like the names are very Spanish. I've got a Spanish girl, just trying to be my girl.
Oh, nice. The only thing I know is Spanish is nosotros bebenagua.
I'm from the streets, the Spanish I know is como está señorita.
Why you not gonna know that
dinero,
one?
Dinero. Bring some dinero to my ends. Ooh, No Rage might be running into the guys from Active Gaming here. Pulling up to the scene, DG, the first one to get slapped away. And Active Gaming now trying to play the defensive. Nexus hops to the ground floor, but Psycho gets confirmed by Wick. Straight to the left-hand side. Is going to equally confirmed on his own. Finally gets another confirmation, DG. Sent back into the lobby. No Rage scrambling through. Pops right through the right-hand side. And Nexus will seal the deal. Active Gaming with a powerful defense. 4 eliminations to them. They did lose Psycho in that squabble, but they will walk away 4 points clear of the guys from No Rage. That was an unfortunately horrible breach from No Rage. They could have done so much more with utilities. I don't know what happened there, but the breaching was unfortunately unfortunate. Psycho
getting caught off guard right there, as he will get thirsted. And several different teams are, just finding themselves in that in a good spot. and Nexus finding a way to hold it out for their team as they've lost one, but they still got the eliminations to boost. The Boys from Active came in, today. They've not been getting themselves into those final bits of the circle. They've not gotten like the winner chicken dinner. Miramar has never really been like traditionally Active Gaming or O3's game, would you say? Like even with the mix of things. I mean, Active Gaming usually is Erangel, Vikendi. Those are the maps that they do find themselves performing in. But we'll see if they're able to put up a good game in this one with the 3-man squad. All right, things are now beginning to shift. As several different teams are beginning to, get into the mix right here. The boys from one. I mean, what would you say about them? I don't know a lot about the players. I have seen Slim Card Butcher for a while. Was their name always one, or there was something else?
I think this is like on Solid Army Light. No, on Solid Army. Do you know what? Okay, I don't know what to call this, yeah, but you had the guys from Solid Army. Then you had a breakaway team, S7. That's why you had Slim Card Butcher. Then out of S7 broke away another team. That is One Nation. So I guess this is the grandchildren of Unsolid Army or whatever this is. But speaking of grandchildren,
so
S7, driving right through. Yeah, Sector 7. Yeah, I think that is the team. But Nexus firing away continuously there. Gets another elimination under his belt. I think Active up to about 6 eliminations there, courtesy of Nexus, as he continues to punch all of these numbers. Looking inside, and he's going to try his absolute best to hold off. But Shad is there, just fulfilling the backpack duties. Have been the two, and I talked about this combination before today. I was having a conversation with a couple of players, and I talked about it, and I said it that this Nexus and Anes tax, it was definitely going to pay off. It was going to be a very, 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 very interesting partnership, and I can already see it. It's trying to do something. But I spoke too harshly about Shad. He's already got seven eliminations now for the guys from Active. He's been able to squeeze out one. Nexus with a horrible parking there. I'm not sure what this is. Hopefully we'll be able to do something about that one, but hopefully it doesn't get caught out by the edge of the circle there. I don't know if he knows, but one of his teammates, I believe that is Shad, is inside a building with a very, very dangerous solo player.
Yeah, the boys from Active Gaming trying to get themselves into a good spot in that zone right there. Nexus finds himself in quite of a situation, but into that zone. They've still kept the numbers. They're now coming up in this group right next to several different teams. They've got the breeze to work with, as this elevation might be working for them. Snuffy, Bego, Kaido, and Don't Panic coming into the conversation right here, looking to see if they can take out several different teams around. And can 10-11 get that second winner chicken dinner of the night against themselves? They look to try to see if they can hold pretty much just what is a central position right here, so you can see them just moving across onto this building.
10-11 finally breaching inside of that play zone. Interesting choice of position, and it looks like no one is on their rear end just yet, so they might be able to hold off a couple of teams before the play zone starts to make that final descent into phase 6. And it will be a very, very deciding factor how they will want to play it from this position. They are in a very, very interesting split so far, but they've not been able to find some ops, to shoot through just yet. One Nation still north of Snuffy's position. He's trying to get an angle on them, and this is a very, very good split coming in from 10-11, because you can see they've got 2 players up and players down. Now that is next level stuff, but Cyclone Shield is there on the backside, and Cyclone Shield is not a team you want to have on your rear end. Foul play is still up as well. Sharmut and Curry working hand in hand, trying to kick the flag up for the guys from foul play. I believe those are going to be the last 2 left. They've been trying and fighting so many battles so far. But now, oh, that's a nice touch from Snuffy. That's what you call that. That's a fantastic spray. That 4x. This guy has been working on his 4x for like 8 years now, and finally has been able to get it to be stable. So you have to respect the hustle, and the spray continues from Snuffy's position. Again, Vego will spray as well, use the Mini 14 to deal damage, but No Gaming will be there to return fire. Rusty sends Vego all the way back down to the ground, and might be the opportunity, but Active Gaming will steal it actually. And Papa Koja from One Nation will get knocked away by Sharmut. I don't know how that spray was able to navigate through from the west to the east, but it's working out somehow. Snuffy's still going to hold out his position and wait for the guys from Foul Play to make the advance.
Man, crazy stuff for a lot of this guy right here. As the boys from One Nation are trying as much as possible to keep their hopes alive in this game. The battle is still raging on over and over again. It's really tough for a lot of these guys as players just keep getting dropped left, right, center. We're seeing right there on the kill feed, the boys from Active Gaming also find themselves in a very sticky situation outside that zone. Nexus has been sent out packing out of the game, and that's the last one for his team. Did manage to get that revive to come through. Now they've got to find a way to get themselves into that zone. Active Gaming somehow they've been getting the eliminations to come through. They've got 10 eliminations in this particular game, but they've not just been getting those placement points.
It's all about the playstyle and the rotation pattern. Most of these teams, like you said, they've improved drastically. They've gotten so much better, and that is the truth. And most of these teams, when they make their rotations, they do not necessarily have to make them early because they all like to play. Oh, that's a fantastic touch from Kaido. We'll catch Butcher off and send him away again. Ooh, nice touch from Rumsey as well. Free Esports trying their absolute best to navigate out of that play zone. Smokes all the way outside. It's looking like it's Christmas outside. There's white everywhere. You might think it's cocaine. But Free Esports trying to make the advance through that corner. Pops right through, use another one. Rumsey gets spotted, sent back into the lobby by Sharmut. Foul play, doing a fantastic job, but the play zone will claim them. 7 eliminations apiece for them as well. They make the advance, but they are going to be going out in 5th place. 4th place now will be any team that goes away in the next phase. 10-11, lose yet another player, but they will send the guys from Foul Play back into the lobby as we saw earlier. And the numbers continue to dwindle. Active Gaming losing to the play zone. Rusty spotted. The shots trying to find him, but he is going to get prone just in time. On Solid Army, dead center in a fantastic position. All they have to do is hold on. But let's not forget, No Gaming are a complete squad, 4 players, and they have so much ground to cover. They have Rusty playing away from the rest of the team, feeding all the intel. Jesse prone on top of the roof, trying to find an angle to that position, but hopefully, the guys from 10 level. Oh, bombastic side eye. Don't panic, caught them in a chokehold with these nades. He has to change his name surely, because that was a bombastic grenade fire.
The boys from Unsolid Army now coming in this position. And here comes Jesse. He gets bored and fried and sent back into the lobby, leaving his teammate 41k. I'm not sure why he's got 41k. But he's about to throw away all that money right here as all the players are pulling up onto this location. No Gaming finally getting triggered, looking to see if they can get those eliminations to come through. Coming into this final circuit, they were sitting down with just 1 elimination to themselves, but now they're looking like they can actually turn up in this position. Let's see how they do for the 1k. You gotta spend a bit of that money to grab the goals that way. He tries to take out one of the players right there for No Gaming, but he will get tested and sent back into the lobby. But here it comes. They're coming up against Snuffy. It's the last one. They're in a 1v1, and the boys from 10-11 look like they can do it again.
Woo! Snuffy!
Those eliminations right here.
Snuffy!
No, the
what is he sniffing? Somehow he's managed to tear through the guys from No Gaming, and No Gaming have lost the advantage that they had, and now it might just be the opening they've been looking for. Snuffy trying to phase through that corner. He knows that Rusty is north of that position. He tries to cook the grenade, tries to connect it. Will he be able to get another chicken dinner for the guys from 10 level? Orgasmic! What a finish! You can't even lie, bro. You can't even, you can't cook this one at home. You can't cook
Oh
it at
boy.
home. You have to cook it in the street.
Oh
You got to use
boy.
firewood because what was that? Shit, this
Oh
one,
boy.
no man. The grenades I saw.
Oh
Jesus,
boy.
what a banger! What a banger of a grenade. He lobbed it, put it in the pan, brought it out of the pan, put it in his hand, put it in his pocket, took it out of his pocket, recharged it, and dropped it on his head. Stop playing. That is how you toss a grenade, man. Stop playing. Beautiful work coming in from this team, man. 10-11 getting cracked up again and again. Beautiful performance from 10-11. I mean, you can't even make this up. Beautiful work. Beautiful work from 10-11. Snuffy is the man. Do you see what he did to No Gaming? Single-handedly. He was just waiting, biding his time, and he was able to get it done with the barest chances. No Gaming had four players in the cut, and somehow they lost the upper hand. They lost the advantage. You just can't. You just can't. You just can't, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely lovely stuff coming through from the boys right there from 10-11 over and over again. They have proved to be a very, very tough opposition for a lot of these teams. And Snuffy, at the end of the day, does seal that winner chicken dinner for the team getting that maximum point. With 14 eliminations, they will continue to boost the dominance all the way up on that leaderboard. We'll check that leaderboard when we do come back from the break before we get into the game. But for now, we'll take a quick break and we'll be right back for some more action in a couple of moments. See you soon.
Do you think you've got what it takes? The challenge will be tougher than ever. In 2023, international esports has a new home. Over 100 nations fighting for the championship in a celebration of everything that makes esports great. Who will rise up to the challenge? Who will be the world champion?
Okay, understand. All right. Woo! Ooh. Interesting leaderboard that we've got so far. Unfortunately, First Arctics have not been able to find their footing just yet, but hopefully this will be the game that they do. Hopefully will count for something at least. Habitual Gaming still trying to find their way as well on Solid Army. Men of Blood, one of the strongest teams that I know, are still struggling so far, but hopefully they will be able to do something about it coming into this final game of the night. Free Esports in the 12th place, One Nation, No Rage Esports, and No Gaming doing their absolute best to navigate through here, but they've just been finding it a little bit too difficult to do something about it. And flipping over to the other side of the leaderboard, you can see 10-11 with a significant gap between themselves and the rest of the team. Cyclone Shield still chasing down in second place. And Active Gaming is here as well, trying their best to not allow the guys from Cyclone Shield give them a ridiculous gap. You can see the guys from Madness Esports in fourth place with that chicken dinner that they've been able to get for themselves, foul play in fifth place, with the extremists also chasing behind. Dream Team also just doing the absolute best to navigate, as well as the Invincibles will just be on the cusp of that eighth position. But hopefully we'll be able to find amnesty going into the final game of the night, ladies and gentlemen. It is the NPL, it is the playoffs, it is day one. And I'm still here with my main man, Fire.
Yo,
Fire,
what's
how
up,
did you see
people?
that grenade now? That grenade where Snuffy used end that game, man. That was some next level stuff, man.
Man, yeah, that was some next level stuff coming in, of course, from 10, 11, going through on their onslaught against all of these guys. But speaking about onslaught, we'll be taking a look at several different teams and how they're doing in this particular game. It has been a great time, and I do believe this is our final game of the night. We do see on the kill feed right there. I'm trying to just solve something so that we can move on to that fight. Hopefully it's not too late. Okay, let's move on to that fight right there. The boys from Rage Esports did lose one of the members right there towards the boys from CLS. That's a CLS coming through on this particular one. There's also on the other side something funny happening now. It's actually Mondo drowning. Okay, I think he probably got into the wrong slot and just decided, hey, he's gonna try to just drown himself or something like that. I'm not sure. But it is what it is. Let's take a look at the map and see where all of these teams are currently situated. We do see that map moving all the way towards that northern region. And Rage Esports and CLS, you can see them just eaching, quite close to each other. They want to take this fight. As the game has progressed today, what we've seen is that a lot of these teams are, want to get into the action more and more as compared to, the beginning of the games today.
Yeah, I've been looking and I've been taking note of how the teams have actually been adapting to the lobby, adapting to themselves. And I've been super impressed, seeing how they've been able to maneuver and hold out various types of play styles, various types of positions, for the longest time. And I'm very, very impressed. Cyclone Shield here, already got themselves that first elimination. And I think they are just hovering around somewhere in Yasnaya, Poliana, just enjoying themselves and enjoying the view uncontested. And that is one of those things, one of the teams that for a fact that they are adapting, they are learning. Cyclone Shield, they're already out here in Yasnaya, uncontested, getting all the utilities that they can be getting, and that is what I love to see. It's always going to be your best interest to get significant number of utilities before you get into any kind of altercation or something out of the gates. Cyclone Shield already eliminated one of the players from No Rage Esports, Wake, one of their strongest players, sent back into the lobby, and that tells you a whole story that yes, the guys from Cyclone Shield are ready to take matters into their own hand in this game. They will not allow the guys from 10-11 to give them a much more significant gap. 10-11 is still within reach. All they have to, Cyclone Shield, all they have to do is just, get a double-digit finish, and they will still be able to climb those ranks.
All right, we'll see how that continues to build up for for various teams right here, as the boys from Rage Esports have lost one of their main men. They've lost John Wick, and it's not quite easy to kill John Wick. This particular multiverse, he died quite easily to CLS. We'll see if we can do better in upcoming games. But on the other hand, we do see right there on the kill feed, it is the boys from Foul Play who are getting into a little bit of skirmish right there, as they do confirm one of the players for No Gaming. It is Spells who gets that little bit of elimination. He had taken out one of the players. He had taken out Curry. But or they had to get on Curry. I do believe it is two players from No Gaming who did get caught off guard in that position, or three players actually who got caught up. As Beebs is now the last one up for No Gaming. I did see some people making quite interesting comments about No Gaming early on about their job in this game. I mean, what do you think is happening to them, Priest?
Yeah, I was in the chat. I'm not sure what they were saying, but it said something about, they said they were doing like pizza delivery. I'm not sure what that means. They said No Gaming was sharing pizza.
Does that mean they're delivering the kills?
I guess. I guess No Gaming is delivering all the eliminations, because I guess that's what's all this Gen Z, they like come up with slangs. I don't know if be sharing pizza now. Which one be pizza? Did they share pizza for stream? I don't understand.
So I'm not Gen Z. I don't know what they mean. I'm not trolling anybody. I don't even know if that's a troll. So forgive me, No Gaming, if you're saying, hey, why am I, entertaining
why are they sharing pizza?
But I want to know what they mean by No Gaming sharing pizza. It's quite an interesting statement right there. Do they mean that they are delivering the eliminations to
delivering? I don't understand. Like, why are you saying delivering? Like, are they saying that delivering pizza? Or what does that even mean? Like, what you guys should tell us, because I guess we're too old. I guess I'm too old now to know what it means. Like, they're delivering pizza, they're sharing pizza. Like, I don't know. Like, are they on bicycles? Are they on go-karts? Are they on delivery bikes? Like, is this is that what they're doing? Like, they're delivering all their limbs, like killing teams, eliminating teams. Like, I don't know. Like, I mean, we learn every day. I'm really interested in seeing what that means. Maybe they'll tell us.
We're interested in getting to know,
in
because
the chat.
We can say that they have delivered 3 kills to Foul Play. I guess if that's what it means, then maybe that's that would be an interesting one. Pizza delivery, not a personal event for this game, but. It's all great.
Yeah, or maybe delivered pizzas to them. I don't know. Maybe that's what it means. I'm not sure. We're still learning. All these new gen kids and their slangs. Well, yeah. So we're gonna stay strapped in, but you can see the play zone is like we said earlier, is in the northern side of the game right now. I'm not even certain how these teams want to rotate, because that eastern side is looking very good on Solid Army all the way out there in the northeastern corner, and they are going to be having fun all the way around Kameshki. But the play zone, where you want to be right now is where Foul Play is. There is no universe Foul Play is not taking at least half a dozen bodies from that position that they have, north of that, outside of Severny, or rather inside of Severny. I think I see Foul Play doing a lot of damage to those teams that are trying to, find an angle for themselves, and teams like, Active Gaming Dream Team that are still hanging by outside the zone, waiting for the next shift. That is their style of play, coming in from that western side. But 10-11 again on the offensive. Now they've set their sights onto the guys from One Nation. They lose yet another not clean off their beautiful spray from Beggar. Will dealing enough damage onto Slimcat. They might be able to send him back into the lobby if he's not careful enough, but they are going to be holding off in that position. So 10-11 might just decide to take the advance. And Beggar, I know him to be very, very aggressive on the offensive side. He might be able to make that push And I'm hoping to see if that is going to be the right call here. 10-11 trying to breach inside. Might decide to crash in to One Nation, but they are rotating around, gathering intel. You have to love this team. Take a look at how they are playing it. One person has gone to the western side to gather more intel onto the guys from One Nation here. But here comes Bego to deliver a vehicle to this position as well and feed more intel. You just love to see it.
Yeah, absolutely amazing stuff coming down for the boys from 10-11 as they do find themselves, making this very smart moves as they're trying to get those angles up against the boys from One Nation who've lost a quite amount of bodies right here, but 10-11's just searching there, lurking around, looking to see if they can take them out, but Beckel will get dropped down to the ground right now. It almost looks like they might just be getting that thirst to come through. A Slim Card and Butcher, able to take Beckel down. The revive might also be coming through from the rest of the teammates. The boys from 10-11, they're quite known, in this situations to be getting those bits and pieces of revives to come through over and over again. So the smoke's already beginning to let loose as Butcher would continue to see if he can get that thirst to come through. Actually, it's Slim Card who's trying to get that thirst to come through. But it doesn't look like that's going to happen as the revive will now be coming through from Don't Panic. Great stuff from the boys on 10-11. And I think that's something that does quite help them a lot. As they find themselves in these situations where they do fights to keep, their players alive.
Yeah, you have to love, the consistency of their play style. No one is too far away from the next man. And that is the beauty of their plays. No one is too far away from the next man. You saw the moment Bego got knocked away, someone was there to pick him up, someone was there to the rescue, and they were still able to find some more intel, to keep the guys from One Nation at bay. They couldn't press the advantage, and that is the beauty of teamwork and always having sight lines, especially when you're playing splits, when you're trying to breach a compound, an area, or a terrain. You always have to feed the intel, always have some intel for teammates, always clear on your communication, and you will be successful a lot. At least a lot of the time, you'll be very, very successful. Habitual Gaming just edging it just close enough outside of Watertown, inside of the circle here, and you can see they are playing a split, but will not for long, because you can tell the player zone is going to be moving away from that position that they are currently seated at. But the spread will be held on in a 3-1 split for now. You can see Death Fury will be in front, trying to find an angle for them. But Free Esports here, and the guys from Men of Blood getting into it again. Men of Blood have been unfortunately been unable to find their footing so far, and hopefully this might be the game that they would be able to do something for them. Ooh, 11 and Creed knocked away there. And I don't think Rage will be going for that reset, unfortunately. Rumsey just outside, pops a smoke grenade just to feed off the angles there. Bad Boy Tim's will end the game, and Rumsey's Molotov cocktail will seal the deal. Rage will be the last one up for the guys from Men of Blood. Deep inside the middle of nowhere, they're rotating around, and hopefully he will be able to find a place for his solo self to survive. They do have 3 eliminations, might be able to salvage some placement points if he plays his cards right, but he has been spotted in his Dacia, might just get blown away. But fortunately, he will just get out of dodge.
Man, it has been a tough one for a lot of these teams, but now we're now seeing, things just move towards that northern region as several different teams are beginning to make their way right there. So Rage, by the way, has been able to escape the ups coming through and found his way into quite what is a great position all alone in Yasnaya. Well, he's not too far away from several different ops. The boys from CLS are also within this vicinity. One fight I haven't seen throughout the entire game is I want to see not coming through with a third party or anything. I want to see 10-11 versus CLS. No third party.
I think the first game was 10-11 versus CLS. I think that was the first match where
There was
10-11
no
got their
third
first
party.
chicken dinner. No, it was 10-11 versus CLS in the final circle in the 2 versus 2. 10-11 came out on top and got the chicken
No,
dinner.
that's 2 versus 2.
That was
Like I want to
game
see,
one.
I want to see like uninterrupted, no third party, no nothing,
yeah.
just go toe to toe.
Baby,
Like,
the imagination. Imagination will kill you there. They know where they land. They should land on each other. Somebody said. Someone in the comments said Bego was playing Dr. Driving.
Oh God, someone said.
I just remember that game, Dr. Driving.
Bego Red L. I mean, he almost got lobbied there, Sha.
I mean, that was he was playing so dangerously in that position. It was going to be very unfortunate getting knocked away this early in the game. I mean, that would have spelled a lot of danger for the guys from 10-11 right off the gate, So, but the play zone has moved away, and I talked about this now, coming in from that northern side. Now all of the teams have started to make their rotations. This is where the violence will start to brew. And it tells a lot of a story, how these teams like to play the zone, especially when you have one city, that is inside of the play zone. It is just one city. Yasnaya is the only place inside the zone.
Absolutely.
You have to have the terrain and the use of positions and maybe any small compounds or buildings outside of Yasnaya, because once you drive into Yasnaya, you're going to limit yourself to a few eliminations, to staggering teams out northern side, a complete team. No gaming will be right behind them though, so that is the danger of playing that back end, that rear end. You can get rear-ended, literally rear-ended, but hopefully that will not be an unfortunate setup there. But Snuffle, the Molotov cocktail, again, this guy with the utilities, you love to see it. The last one up here for the guys from Men of Blood, it is going to be Rage. 3 eliminations for them, and we've still got 14 teams in the cuts. We're still phase 3 inside of the circle. This is not the time you want to get eliminated. You have to hold on as much as you can, especially as a solo player. There's so much pressure, for him, because this is the qualifiers. You absolutely cannot miss here.
Yeah, absolutely. We're seeing several different teams now beginning to make the rotations into that central spot within that zone right there. I'm not sure where the boys from 10-11 are actually coming in all the way from that southern region. They might come across several different teams to consider to see how that one does play out, as they've got IC not too far away from them. They might be tempted to take on this fight because IC loves to pop some shots, and Kaido's getting quite close to Agatha and the rest, and knowing 10-11, they might just be deciding, hey, you know what, we're going to take on this fight. We're going to try to see if we can get 1 or 2 entry knocks onto this one. But Agatha might just prove to be the difference, or might be the player who does get knocked out first.
First tactics. I am loving the rotations that they're making right now, but 10-11 is not the team you want behind you, so hopefully they will get out of dodge and this position. They are going to try the absolute best to navigate from this position and do something about it. The guys from First Arctics, as Agatha will lead the charge here. She's trying to find an angle inside for them. The play zone still hot on their heels. 10-11 equally as hot, trying as well to find the position for themselves. It's a 4-man team, and First Arctics are 3 men. And 2 men and 1 woman actually, but 10-11 still circling around. Kaido pops inside. He's seen a couple of return shots from Agatha will send him springing all the way back. And the guys from Tactics, it would be wiser for them to get out of dodge. The play zone has moved a little bit northern from that position. Agatha needs to reconvene and reset and find a brand new place to call home, at least for the time being now, because there's a lot of work that needs to go into this engagement. She does have a Groza though, so she might be able to work some magic with that one. For First Arctics, they do have 1 elimination. Hopefully they will be able to increase that number as the game goes on, because the play zone now is going to be centered up very, very strongly, in Yasnaya. And hopefully that will be able to pan out for those teams that decide to crash straight up like the guys from First Six are about to do, just straight into the zone right there. And that will be the end, for some of these teams that are trying to make their way inside of the zone very, very late.
Yeah, absolutely. But now we turn our sights onto the boys from Dream Team as well as the boys from Unsolid Army right there. We have seen that they've not had quite the best of days so far as Jesse and his team have been getting caught off guard by some of the different teams who have been lighting up the lobby right here. But here comes Vanessa trying to see if she can turn their game around so far. Driving around Rabbit trying to see if she can get that elimination, but Rabbit drops one down. Turns on to Jesse and puts him to the ground too as well.
It's all left to Slick there. Slick has to make the advance. He surely knows that this guy's trying to heal up, but he's been charging a grenade, unfortunately, and Rabbit will get out of dodge. Fantastic play from Rabbit. He's gotten 2 down. Can he get the last one? Can he single-handedly eliminate the guys from Unsolid Army? Jesse falls all the way back, trying to get that reset on. Feint to the left and to the right, but Slick is there, pops him right up, and that will be the end of Dream Team. Fantastic work from Slick. He's too slick with that Thompson, too slick with that UMP, too slick with any SMG you give him. And that is the beauty of the job right there. But now the play zone hot on their heels. Unsolid Army finally able to step up to the plate. 4 eliminations for them, 3 for Slick, and he's been absolutely fantastic so far. And that is what we love to see. He's been damaged and pretty banged up. I don't know if Jesse will be able to get Vanessa up, but it would be the right call for him to make there. They are trying their absolute best to find a way inside of that play zone. There's so much work to be done for Unsolid Army, but I like I said earlier, they're coming in from the north with very little resistance, I might add, so they do have a lot of leeway to play from here. I mean, take a look at Slick's rotation. He can have this entire terrain to play from, and that is exactly what he's going to do.
Yeah, we'll see what happens in that particular game at the end of the day. My second device timed out. I don't know what's wrong, so that's why I'm stuck on one device right now. I'm trying to see if I can bring on another screen for this final game. I'm trying to do that quite quickly. So that's why I've been stuck on this one screen. That's why I'm stuck on this one screen, guys. So pardon me. When I mean timed out, it's not even like the low. Once it said low battery, I don't know. The game just went off. So I'll try my very best, my very, very, very best to bring in the second screen quickly. But in the meantime, let's continue watching the boys from UA and see how they perform. But yeah, Priest, I mean, in that particular fight, I did feel for them quite a bit. I thought that they were going to get eliminated there. I thought they were going to get sent out of the game, but somehow they did manage to, to hang on to that game, and they came out on top at the end of the day.
Yeah, I mean, is all practice. Unfortunately, Unsolid Army have not practiced that strategy of isolating an op right there. They had someone driving around. Funny enough, when you have someone driving around, the rest of the players are supposed to be advancing their position while that person that's driving around is trying to perform a bait and switch, trying to divide that solo player's attention, trying to get him to make a play or get confused or make a mistake or something along those lines. That is exactly what the bait and switch is for. But on Solid Army, someone was driving around and proceeded to jump out of their vehicle when you didn't even have a sight line onto the person you were trying to eliminate, and that was the danger. That was the danger that they fell onto. And unfortunately, Dream Team also were under an enormous amount of pressure. I saw Rabbit earlier. He naded his teammate Lucid, sent him back into the lobby. So that was one of the things. Probably Lucid was screaming in his ear. You never know. No, the pressure is always hard. It's always going to be very, very hard. But big shout out to Rabbit for doing a fantastic job of trying to hold off his own there. But Bego will find Jesse and knock him clean off. Oh, Vanessa gets blown away there. 10-11, and the guys from Unsolid Army get into a little bit of a scruffle there. But hopefully they will be able to hold off for the time being. Don't panic. has been knocked away, but the reset is ongoing right now. 10-11 still up 5 eliminations and back at full strength. And the guys from the Extremists are still up here with 7 eliminations. And it looks like they've been cooking something. They've been letting the noobs brief. Let the noobs brief. 7 eliminations for Extremists, and they've been doing a fantastic job of holding out. They've got a couple of eliminations under their belt, so I'm a big fan of that for so far. But 10-11 do need to find a way inside of that play zone, and don't forget about that guy. That's a solo guy. Ooh, that's a nice spray from Abby. The Extremists there looking very, very extreme here as they start to blow away the guys from 10-11, and Bego will get confirmed finally by Unsolid Army. Stealing an elimination. Cyclone Shield will shoot as well, and Unsolid Army, surely that will be the end. Slick gets discovered by Rage. Men of Blood still have that solo player dealing damage just outside of the circle. A dangerous player, I might add. You do not want to get on that guy's bad side right now, because surely, I say to you most solemnly, he will send you back into the lobby.
Yeah, very dangerous one. Right there in this lobby, but the boys from CLS are still holding it down. 10-11 coming through within their vicinity. Maybe this time around, my imagination will not be, the worst imagination you could see, as they are now beginning to set on the shots onto, 10-11 in that position. CLS putting in the work right there, trying as much as possible to see if they can keep them at bay. 10-11 not having quite the best of times as they continue to set on the shots onto several different teams around their vicinity. Don't panic, is down to pretty much just what is 1 HP up again, but it's still CLS also behind them, looking to see if they can come into this conversation. Well, here's Roach.
If this grenade connects,
Yeah,
he charged it just a little bit too much there, but don't panic. He's not panicking at all. Grenade for grenade, but his grenade is better. Knocks Roach clean off, and now Cyclone Shield will have to fight the battle. They've been avoiding to fight so far. Another grenade onto Stoner, cuts him down to about 80 HP, and 10-11 will be trying the absolute best, but the grenade again. The grenade from Stoner is absolutely fantastic. 10-11 now have to retreat one more time. The utility is starting to come out beautifully from Kaido, trying to hold off 6 eliminations to them, 2 apiece, and now are doing an absolute best to just hold off from that position. 10-11 still surviving. That is why you have to love this team. They're absolutely surviving strong enough, and they will be able to get these numbers back up. But it's a 2-man team, and there's still 5 teams in the cut, 11 players absolutely tearing through, but Cyclone Shield are at full strength. But I spoke too soon. Deji, the Snake Master from the western side, will catch Stoner and knock him off. Did he even get the finish? Okay, he was able to get. Just take a look at where Deji was, and they finally set him ablaze, send him back into the lobby, pops right through, and that is the end of Team 10-11, moving out in 4th place. And now Cyclone Shield trying to breach through and hold off Active Gaming. That chicken dinner has been elusive for them, and you talked about this. This is the opportunity they've been looking for. Cyclone Shield trying to break through, smokes every single corner. It's turned to Christmas, but again, unless it's there, pops Roach, knocks him clean. An advantage they've been looking for to navigate through. And Active Gaming will take that chicken dinner finally. With 8 eliminations, Fire, I'm sure you're head over heels for this one, because that was an absolutely fantastic stuff from Active Gaming, and that is what we love to see.
Yeah, amazing stuff coming through right there for the boys from Active Gaming, as they do find themselves getting that final bit of elimination. Well overdue. So at the end of the day, we saw 4 games, 10-11 being the stars of the day. They got themselves 2 winner chicken dinners, and the boys from Mad Esports also were able to grab 1. But on the final game, it has ended with the boys from Active Gaming. Nexus and his boys were able to pull through at the end of the day. Nexus showing why he is the reigning champion of the NPL and grabbing that winner chicken dinner, much to my delight at the end of the day. So we're going to be calling it a day so far, but we'll wait first of all to see what the leaderboard is going to be saying.
Do we? No. No, follow 1080 on all social media platforms so you can see the leaderboard
Okay,
when it drops.
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Follow us on all of our social media platforms. Make sure you hit that like and hit that subscribe if you are not subscribed. I'll be very, very surprised if at this point you are not subscribed to the channel. But if you're one of those stubborn ones, you know, the Kukulekus, the Mami Waters who are not following us, then repent of your sins, cast out those demons, and hit that subscribe right there. All right. So from I and Priest, do you have anything else to say for pizza delivery people, for demons and
Yeah, you're not fine, you're not going to indict me on this one. Yeah, I'm not the one. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna get cancelled because of you. You're not gonna cancel me.
Don't cancel me. Don't cancel me. I don't do our job. Our job is to entertain. Okay. All right. So we'll be calling it a break today. We'll be right back for some more action. Same time, I do believe tomorrow. And we'll catch you guys then. All right. So for now, have fun. Have a lovely weekend. Let's head over to the group and let's banter. All right.
Do you think you've got what it takes? The challenge will be tougher than ever. In 2023, international esports has a new home. Over 100 nations fighting for the championship in a celebration of everything that makes esports great. Who will rise up to the challenge? Who will be the world champion?